immediately. Otherwise, we will suffer to grow as an association. 2. Financial inadequacy. It is unfortunate that some head teachers have blatantly argued that joining an association is not by force. Unfortunately, such heads do not pay dues at table or through mechanization, but participate fully in all our activities, especially meetings, which involve money and we have to spend on them. Inability to visit districts. Admittedly, the outgoing executive have failed in its duty of visiting, especially some of the troubled districts which are dormant and invisible and needed some urging to stand on their feet and be glad during our meetings. This, the outgoing executive have paid less attention to. Fear of victimization, spiced by divisiveness, is another major challenge which is crippling the vibrancy of Cohbs in the region. This goes on to mean many of our executives have gone on with some coercive actions which ought not to have been taken. The reason being that they would be victimized. One other unfortunate setback faced during our tenure was the failure to mount a unanimous defense on behalf of our colleague and member, Mr. Patrick Boatisampo, when he was sanctioned from leadership for an action allegedly deemed unprofessional but resolution not fully passed. Though the sanctioned and victimized colleague might not have fallen foul to the reasons leveled against him, stripping him of his headship position could not have preceded the committee's final report, which is still not forthcoming. The way forward and our recommendations. Colleagues, all said and done, the old order has changed, yielding place to new. We thank you all for the good human relationship you exhibited during our tenure as your leaders. We are much grateful. However, tapping from experience, we stand to suggest the following for the new leadership. And we are very sure if you stand by them with constructive criticisms, they will implement these suggestions and Eastern Region Cohbs will be a more vibrant one. 1. Every Cohbs member must be a dues-paying member. This should be done through the mechanized dues-paying system. 2. District executives of Cohbs must be up and doing. In fact, the I don't care attitude is damaging the forward march which we stand for. 3. Regional executives should not divorce visiting the local district from their core mandate. This will make the association dead, especially the troubled areas, to also feel valued and participate in our decision making and other activities actively. 4. The association should think outside the box by giving additional satisfaction to members who are outstanding with their associational responsibilities wherever they are. Conclusion. Colleagues, nobody can build the association Cohbs in the district, region, and or national for us stronger than we ourselves. Let us see Cohbs as an association which has taken a different transformational agenda towards providing better assistance to government in helping to build a better future from today. A strong Cohbs is as strong as. Let us come together in unison to uplift the image of Cohbs for what it stands for. Cohbs. Cohbs. And Cohbs again. Thank you very much for the audience.
You have to build your capacity or you develop yourself professionally. When we were going to school those days, they would tell you that the solar system, there are 9 planets. So if you have that, your old notebooks, and you don't revise them, you don't review them, it means that you give them a coffee, and that is not good enough. So we all, as stakeholders, as educators, we have a role to play. Secondly, under the educators, I'm just giving two points so that we'll not spend much time. Innovative teaching. Here, I want to say that we are now moving in ICT world or technological world. So you realize that I'm also part of it. This thing should be on a laptop or maybe my phone, then you have a projector and all those things. There was a story somewhere that a good mathematics teacher was employed by this Cambridge school. Very good man. So when he was going, he was from the public school. So he carried the notebooks, everything. They have employed him already because he was handpicked. And they asked him to come and teach. You know, he has his lesson notes. As meticulous as we are, we go by the GS rule, your notebook and all those things. So he went there, they said, oh, this is the class. So they just took him to the place. He said, where is the chalk? He didn't even ask of marker. So he was asking of, and they gave him a room like this without anything. You can only see the projector screen and so on and so forth. And those things now you can think of. And he couldn't even say that how to blog, how to do this, how to do that. And so he was standing there and was asking himself questions. All that I'm saying is that when the trends are changing, it's also changing alongside because we don't even know what will happen. So as educators, we should employ innovative and student-centered teaching methods to make the learning more engaging and relevant. It shouldn't be like the lecture method. It should involve the student, activity-oriented, and so on and so forth. And then on the educators, I want to also talk about discipline. I think discipline cuts across. But we as educators, we must be disciplined enough. And as heads of institutions, when you are having a program like this, and you give yourself, oh, it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, at least we should make a conscious effort to come in time. I don't think in your various schools you organize a staff meeting or any program or activity. You tell the teachers they are coming for the meeting around 8, and you yourself will be there around 10. When you are late to class and so on and so forth, that is where the children become Cohbs, because they know they can mark the time that you come. And so sometimes they may also be dodging the classes. And so we as educators, we have a role to play. Then parents and the communities. Now parents involved participate in their children's education by attending parent-teachers meeting, supporting homework, and engaging in school-related activities. As
was very much for the last 3 years. So thank you very much for bringing us all the records. Very soon I'll also be in one district, heading the district, and when I also can stand up. So, colleagues,
sometimes even 6 months, then the excuse will be, I was waiting to hear from the teacher. Have you issued query? No. What have you done? You are still validating that teacher. And in some instances, you don't even embargo the teacher. Then you are asked to do the right thing, it turns into a different story. Some compromise. Are we going to function as basic schools? When we look at all these, then we talk about the commitment of the stakeholders. So if we want to elevate basic schools, we will elevate it by our results, by our attitude towards work, by the passion that we have for the work, the commitment that we have for it. Then our leadership style. Are we transformational leaders? Or we are just there stagnant? Are we using strategic skills to manage our schools? When we do all these and we do it perfectly well, then other key stakeholders that we want them to come in, the community, the parents, other partner organizations, they will see our seriousness, our commitment, and they will also play their role. So if I'm a parent and I see nothing good is coming out from your school, what do you want the PTA to do? But when they see that all that you are doing, you want the interest of the child, you want the child to transit from this basic level to the senior high school level and continue. And I've always been saying that if we don't support the system for these little ones to transit from the basic level to the senior high school, then we have all failed as administrators. Because we need to make sure that we groom them well, academically, morally, spiritually, so that they can fit into the world of works. The pride and the joy of every teacher, every administrator, is to see that these little ones that have been entrusted into our hands, we've been able to nurture them well, and they are also leading a useful life. Now, the parents that we have, with all apology, some of them are not responsible. You will have to make them responsible. How do you communicate? Do you use other avenues to communicate to them? How many times do you even walk to an information center or even to an FM station to negotiate so that you can educate the public on the need of the child's education? So your theme of elevating basic school, I would say in this 21st century, is not out of context. I'm expecting to hear more of the approach. Because we know that with all these challenges, you are also doing very well. Very well, because we have recalcitrant teachers, we have students, we have people, and sometimes we find ourselves in communities that no one wants to even support you. You have availed yourself to serve in less endowed areas and you are still performing. We appreciate that. GS appreciate that so much. The government appreciates that so much, but we need to do more and go extra mile. The code of conduct is there. Use it for effective administration. And it will help your school to come to the limelight. We are in the 21st century, where we can't do away with technology. Those that we are engaging them to support us, what do we do? Do we supervise what they do for us? In elevating these schools, you have, we all have. So far as we have accepted to be heirs of this basic school, if we don't even perform well and link up well and elevate our schools, we have also failed. Where lies our pride? What can we boast of? So when you are addressing an issue, then you can address it well. The role of the stakeholder is to make sure that things are done right, especially those in the mission schools. Your local managers, your regional managers are there. How do you relate with them? Do you call for meetings? How effective are you managing your SMCs in your schools? Your federations, do you involve yourself? We need to network. If we want to bring our stakeholders on board to be effective supporters, we need to do our homework very well. Do you book appointment with the chief to go and discuss about your schools? Do you come together as a circuit to put things on the drawing board and go as a team? They are part of us. We shouldn't let our communication be only dwell on what we will get for ourselves. So whenever you meet a stakeholder, especially the PTA, the community, and others, then you talk about teachers' motivation. So whenever your meetings with the stakeholders are channeled only to the self-motivation of you, the head of the teachers, then it loses its value. But when it's related to the welfare of the child, to academic performance, to school environment, do we create an enabling environment for academic work? Those are the things that we should champion. With motivation, you can intrinsically motivate yourself. So ma adwuma no eye woda, wan kasa ehwu prime awoye. Nti wo brebra a wonte meboa. But as the account states, impanyifo akakasa bi, and you pardon me with it, you say, Okwasi akra ye bone mrane. Have you heard it before? Which means as much as we are expecting that intrinsically you should motivate yourself, extrinsically also something should also motivate you. So if you receive even a letter from my desk saying thank you for being at where you are working for me, it's a form of motivation. But our motivation has always been focused on money, money, money. Oh, money. That was your form. When I was on the tree and Profumuda. Man was on the because some of the and why do you think you don't dream in English but in your mother tongue? We are Ibenia, one of the Shoda. We are Progonia. Just reflect, even 30 years back. So what do you mean Shoda or Profumuda? It's your mother tongue. Why do you think so? That is what you will understand well and it will stick, and it will always be ringing and re-echoing. Enunti, asama mebeka ehiyane. So ye pese ye penta ye schools no. Now obia who say basic schools we are there. You know that's the foundation. If the free SHS that has come, how are they going to enjoy it more? If I don't enjoy this time enrollment, you can't even get hands to enroll the students. Everybody wants to go there. But we're talking about quality. We the same people will talk. And I am placing Yamwa Abalane Kana in you see, and in some schools, we are the best aggregate, I am 28. It is the best student, am I 28? Wow, sharp. And the most painful aspect is not the ballet trust of they are less than 30. And to say you person you elevated your schools, not stakeholders, na ese say ya yiri ya hona yi ya me adwuma ni o ton ade asan ya beton wo ho no sa na ya beton. So if you set a target that this is where I want to be, you organize your spam at the school level, you come up with all the challenges leading to results that you are giving them. Then you let them know, I have this percentage of students who can read, who can do simple calculation. We've done A, B, Z. This is where we want to go. This is what we want to do. Then you see the support will come. And it will help with the elevation. One thing that I want you to support me is giving Eastern Region good results. If any region should flop, please, it shouldn't be Eastern Region. Some use your own money to support to go extra mile. But use good communication to talk to your teachers. Correct them with passion. We shouldn't use our seats to intimidate our teachers. You see, when you open up to them, sometimes they indeed have more challenges than you may expect. They will work for you. They work for you. We shouldn't forget that quality education will help us to elevate our schools. To the organizers, I'm happy to be with you for the first time, and I hope this is not going to be the end of your engagement. When you go back, whatever that you discussed here, whatever that I've said and other speakers, please make time and share with your colleagues. Don't use the teachers for favor. Don't collaborate with CISOs. Don't give false information so that we'll be sitting at the offices and we think all is well. You go there, it's a different story. You are ahead of your school. Don't be doing 2/5. So when you do the 2/5, that teacher will do perfect. So we know you are working, but please motivate yourself and work as you go, because you want the stakeholders to support your work. Find a good way to communicate to them, engage them, have a business meeting with them. Where you need to pull them, your staff, to the palace, to the assembly, to wherever, do so with respect and with humility. I'm happy the NAS secretary is here. I don't know Nagrat is here. Nagrat. CCT. Concern. I'm mentioning all these because sometimes, because within the association is there for us, then we go contrary to the rule of the game. When you do that, you are not supporting the elevating of your schools. We are in the 21st century. Please carry yourself, run your school to meet the 21st century status. Go as an ambassador for change. Go and add on to what you have. And I pray that you don't go empty-handed. I'm sure you have something to go home with, to sharpen your skills, to sharpen your strategy, and don't forget that you should be a transformational leader, so that together we can get there and we will even smile over the storm. Let's support whatever intervention that GES has brought. Let's implement it well, and I hope and believe that the theme that you have chosen for this conference, you turn back and you applaud and you regret choosing this theme as we are in the 21st century. On this note, I wish you a very successful session and a Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you.
Yes, I did tell you, Madam is a wonderful person, even though this is also my first time of meeting her.